Hey guys, TeamNoSkill bringing you another deck profile. Before we get started, I want to say thank you for all the subscribers. We finally hit 100 subscribers. I think it's 101. So I'm really happy for that. I never thought that the channel would actually reach to 100. But all right, let's get started. I'm gonna bring you guys a Shadow Paladin Witch deck. Our starter is Witch of Banquets Lure. So her skill is when she's boosting a unit. Doesn't have to be Vanguard, and if it hits Vanguard, and if your Vanguard is in Legion, you put her into your soul, you search your deck for 2 grade zeros, call them to your regard as rest. And she's a 5k. So onto the triggers. We have 4 Witch of Black Doves Goewin. So she's a great card. So during your turn, if your Vanguard is in Legion, she gets an act ability. You put her on top of your deck. If your opponent has 2 or more grade zeros, minus 5,000 power to their Vanguard, and then shuffle your deck. So we have 4 generic crits. I'm really debating about putting Rainbow in to putting in the Owl into the Soul plus 3k, because the deck does use Soul. The grade 2 and grade 1s do use Soul. So I want to try it out, but I don't know how Rainbow's going to work, but I think it might work actually fine, because since that other crit shovels back into the deck. So one of the unflippers of the deck is very important. When she's placed on Regard, if you have a Witch Vanguard and your opponent has 2 or more grade 0 Regards, unflip the damage. So it's really good. So even if you draw it, it doesn't hurt. Only downside, I wish she shuffled back into the deck. But other than that, she's still really good. So as a starter, you can call her out, unflip 2 damage if anything. And then 4 heal triggers, of course. Now we're going to go on to the grade 1s. The grade 1s are a bit wonky, but it's been working. So we have 4 Witch of Precious Stones Donna. So her skill is when she's placed onto the rearguard, if you have a Witch Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards that has a unit on it, select it. So you're not selecting the rearguard, so it goes by resist. You're selecting the circle itself. And then your opponent selects a grade 0 in their drop zone and puts it on to where the rearguard was. So very interesting card, very fun. I like it a lot because your opponent does not have to have zeros for this to go off. So there's a chance it can go off early game if they do dump zeros, so you can get rid of their starter and call it out. That's the only downside. They can get their starter back and use the skill again if it doesn't go in the soul. Next, 4 Witch PGs just to go with the theme of the deck. I actually like it a lot because it dumps cards to get you ready for Legion. And for the new G Guard, that's Ritual 3, you can dump your 1s. Because you can use them for maybe if your opponent starts first, so you have G Guards, and then during your turn you can Legion or something. I also think she would be decent, not amazing in Luard. Maybe as a little tech. Or not tech yet, more all 4, just to dump 1s to make it earlier. But then again, it probably won't work. So we have 2 Witch of Quest Securna. So you choose another regard with Witch in its card name and retire it. When she's placed onto a Rearguard, if your Vanguard is in Legion, and if you have a Witch Vanguard and your opponent has 2 or more grade zeros, minus 5,000 power to your opponent's Vanguard, which is very nice. And next, I'm still trying it out. It's really nice. Which is familiar Kuroma. So skill, it's like the Counterboss 1, discard a card, draw 2. On placement, on Rearguard, pitch a card. If your opponent has 2 grade zeros and you have a Witch Vanguard, draw 2 cards. Only downside is 5k. On to the grade 2s. Witch of Reality Femme. When she attacks, if you have a Witch Vanguard, she gets plus 3k, so 12k attacker. Just like Witch of Stone, grade 2 version. Inspection Witch in Deirdre. Deirdre. So Soul Blast 1, choose an opponent's occupied rearguard. Your opponent selects a grade 0 in the drop zone and puts it to the place where you selected. Now this card's amazing. This card is just too good. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I am running 12 grade 1s. So her skill is, if you notice, it's a 0, only card of the game that I believe has a 0 cost. So it says, when this unit is placed in rearguard, let me read it again, sorry. Okay, when this unit is placed in rearguard, if you have 2 or more units, 2 or more cards with which is in its original card name on Vanguard, so Legion or Stride, or regional card name, you may pay the cost. You choose one of your opponent's rearguard circles, and then your opponent looks at the top 5 and selects a grade 0 they find there and puts it down. That's the reason why it's nice. This can go off not early game, more like mid-late game. Because even if they have nothing in drop, there's a chance they can be on top of the deck. So the way how you activate your skill, you just say, on placement, I'm gonna declare cost. And the cost is nothing. You just have to declare it, and it also says right here, the cost of this card is activated by declaring it. So you say, oh, on placement, I'm gonna declare cost. That's it, because it doesn't have cost. And I'm running one. Her name is Witch of Intelligence Dehtail. And then I'm running 1 Witch of Secret Books Adra. So during your turn, you go Witch Vanguard, and your opponent has 2 or more grade 0s. She gets plus 2k, make it 11, and she gets the on hit. If she hits Vanguard, she counter charge 1 and soul charge 1. That's the only reason why I'm running 1. She doesn't really do much. She's an on hit. She is a pressure card, but I prefer the destruction of the deck how it is already. So I'm running 13, no, 4, yeah, 13 grade 2s. I know I've always wanted to make this deck for like ever since it came out. Running 4, Culture's Rich Rias, amazing card. So her skill is choose one of your rearguards with which card name and retire. When you see it at Legions, you choose one of your opponent's Vanguard, and for each grade 0 they have, it loses 5,000 power. So let's say your opponent has 4, it loses 20,000 power. And there are negatives in this game, so they can go to like negative 4k, which is crazy. And her other skill is counterblast to choose one of your opponent's rearguards that is occupied. Your opponent looks at the top 5 cards of their deck and selects a grade 0 they find there. But that skill is not that great. Next, she's more of the finisher than Mesmerizing, which Fianna is. So her skill is counterblast 2. It's the exact same skill as Rias, but it's 100% better, and it's not once per turn. So counterblast 2, this unit is in Legion. Yeah, that's another good part. It's not the turn during Legion, it's as long as he's in Legion. So counterblast 2, select 2 of your opponent's occupied rearguards. Your opponent reveals the top 10 cards of their deck and selects 2 grade 0s they find and places them down. Amazing. So you can keep doing that off, and then the stand triggers that don't have damage, you can do it again too. And her second X skill, retire one of your rearguards that has the same card name as her or her mate if you're on Legion. Retire it and draw 2 cards. That can only be used once per turn. So that's the core of the deck. On to the strides. Running 4 Diablo for obvious reasons. Too good not to run. Basically a win condition, which is not fair. So skill counterblast 1 on the copy of itself. If you have 2 or more units face up in the G zone, it gets the additional effect. When you see it attacks Vanguard, retire 3 of your rearguards. Your opponent has the option to retire 2. If they don't retire 2 or can't retire 2, they cannot guard from their hand, but they can G guard because it's not guarding, it's generation guard. It's basically future guarding. A great card, obvious 4 of. 4 Witch Queen, a Transfiguration Sinclair. Amazing card. So skill, act once per turn. Logical why it's once per turn. Counterblast 1. If your opponent has 2 or more grade 0s, select your opponent's Vanguard. They reveal the top 10 cards of their deck. Look for a grade 0 and ride it on Vanguard. and then it gives their Vanguard the effect. When their Vanguard gets attacked, they have to counterblast 1 in order to guard. So they cannot put down cards. Even though you're at 0, you can't put down cards. You have to be counterblast 1 to guard. And it's not counterblast 1 per card, it's counterblast 1, you can guard as much as you want. But it's still hefty. Like, let's say like they're low in counterblast. If you go into this, you basically win. It is just like, you can't counterblast, you can't guard, you cannot PG because you're at 0, and you cannot generation guard because they're at grade 0. And then at the end of the turn, they select a card in their soul and write it. So, amazing card. I'm only running 2. I could probably push it to 3 or 4 since I have 2 more. Dark Dragon, Carnivore Dragon, Act, eat 1 of your units. Your opponent is forced to eat 2 of their units. It's not an option, they have to. But let's say your opponent only has 1 unit, they still have to retire that unit, and then the secondary effect goes off. If they were not able to retire 2 rearguards, your whole front one gets plus 4k. So super nice, good numbers with the 12k, because the 7k behind it makes it 16, 19 already, 22 I believe, yeah, 22, and that's already a 15k drop, because 10k isn't going to cut it. So amazing card. Good card because you want to try to get rid of their cards, and you can get rid of like annoying cards too. I wish it was once per turn, but that'd be too broken. And it's good because it gets rid of like your little cards. So like these cards that are like 5k after you're done using them, the stand triggers after you're done using them. It's good to eat them. Then we're running 3 G guards because that's all I have right now. Ritual 3, if you have 3 or more grade 1s in your drop, plus 10,000 shield. Simple. It's free. So 25k guard just for only condition having 3 grade 1s. Super easy to do. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed the profile. And thank you. I'm very grateful for all the subscribers. I never thought I would reach that many. And I will have more deck profiles for you guys. I don't know if you guys want to see card fights. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. But I will be giving you a complete Luard deck, along with a budget Luard once I finish it. Maybe an update on Davis, and an update on Vanquisher, and Dragon Descendant. Eradicated Dragon Descendant deck as well. Well, I'm going to bring all of that to you guys. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And remember to rate, comment, like, and subscribe, and thanks for watching.